Welcome to the Triple Takeover Toycast, a fortnightly podcast all about Transformers and, yes, occasionally other toy lines as well. But tonight we're going to keep it focused on Transformers because we're back for another round of Hidden Gems. And this is a bit of a favourite of ours, this format, isn't it, chaps?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is this your first one?
No, I've done another
Jason?
one. I did another one. And it was, is that the one I chose that big dragon?
It was when you chose that big dragon.
Yeah, the big red dragon dude.
How to choose your dragon.
I thought very fondly of that episode.
Yeah, it was good. It was good because you guys were like, "What?" And then I was like, "Ha!" And yeah, I was quite pleased with that one.
Was that how it went down?
It's always how I remember, and I refute
doesn't feel
any
like
recording that might say otherwise.
Factually accurate information, this, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, I'm not quite sure those were the vibes that I remember, but
swag-curate.
Fine. Yeah. So did you not enjoy that episode then? That was just me, was it?
No, I did enjoy it. I do enjoy it. It's just I find it quite hard because I don't have my collection in front of me currently, as we all know. You know, it could be on a farm, it could be in an attic, it could be who knows where it is. So I find it quite tricky to kind of think, if I could just walk into the robot room and choose something, that's pretty good, you know, quite an easy way to do it. But actually, I had the valuable database sitting here as well.
Well, we all know what a rock solid piece of information that is.
So
you know?
accurate, you know. So I dug into that and found something. So we'll see what happens, okay? Yeah.
Great. So do you prefer the episodes then when you've got no homework to do? Is that what you're saying? You just like to rock up, be shown some toys, and go home?
I do enjoy that, but then I think...
Can relate.
Do you know, I'll be honest, fair listeners, I've had a week and it's only Monday.
Right.
So it was one of those where I was just like, oh, what? I've got to think of something. I was quite concerned because I was like, between putting my son to bed, all that stuff, and then I had an hour, I'm like, have I got enough time? But actually I was fine. It was a bit easier. I was being drama Jace, you know, that's what it was.
I can't even imagine what that would look like.
You know, it's not like I'm like that, you know.
Yeah. Fairly certain that would still be nice Jace as far as the rest of us are concerned, but I think you're good. Liam, you're ready for a bit of Hidden Gems?
Yes, Sixo. Yes, I am.
Thanks
good
very
to
much.
go. Like I say, I've got 4 choices here, and during the course of this episode, I've got to work out how to whittle them down to 2.
Yeah.
So I'm ready when it's my turn.
That would be good, yeah, because we can't be having 4 gems. That's just illegal.
No.
4 gems.
That's almost like Sonic's collected all of the Chaos Emerald levels of gems. Guess that was a computer game.
Yeah, I got that.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the film. Is there a computer game based on the film?
That blue hedgehog,
yes. There is an officially licensed video game.
Did they make one after the film? That's good.
They made several.
Bit of a tie-in, I guess.
Yeah.
Advertise the movie.
There's a whole lot of games there.
You were talking about, what else were you talking about earlier that I wasn't sure about? You were talking about Colleen Rooney's husband, weren't you?
Yeah, Wayne Rooney.
Yeah, he's a footballer, right?
Yeah. Oh no, you don't want to say why we were talking. We can't say why we were talking about that. But yes, he is married to Wayne Rooney. Unless you know the story, you'll know why. And
okay.
you clearly don't.
I don't either. I don't think I want to know.
No, you don't.
No, that's.
Did he tackle someone a bit egregiously? Didn't you?
Don't talk about his tackle.
I'll tell you off air.
All right. Ooh,
okay, then.
It's like that, is it?
Oh, it's that kind of thing, right?
And I'll be impressed if you then leave this bit in afterwards and don't clip it out. So listen, if you've got this is still in, man, yeah. And it's hilarious that most people won't. There'll be a lot of people listening will have no idea, but then the people that know will be like, "Oh my god!"
They don't know about Wayne Rooney's tackle.
Well, that's part of the story.
Well, we kind of guessed that. I kind of guessed that.
Yeah, and I mean, we're talking about vintage toys, and that's the vintage part is definitely another part of that story. But,
okay.
Maybe not toys.
Woo!
But anyway, yes.
Enough about those hidden gems. And, onto ours,
I mean, if I'm trying to move things on, you should probably appreciate.
Right, yes, exactly. Yeah, it's the rare occasion that Liam is trying to get us on topic.
I know, exactly. Yeah. It's like, what the? Yeah, my goodness.
I'm missing the chance to talk about football here, so let's...
Oof, yeah.
There we go.
Well, I'll take the hint and move us on. And yeah, we are here for another round of Hidden Gems. And I was trying to remember, actually, how many of these we've done. I want to say this might be number 5.
I was going to guess at 4 because I know you guys with Maz had done it quite a few times, which I very much enjoyed.
Well, so I'm just checking our database, which is reliable.
Yes.
That one is reliable.
Unrelated to Jason's database.
Yeah, exactly. Jason has nothing to do with our database, so it's all good.
I resent these comments.
Sorry, Jason.
Jason's database where I paid £75 for a
Still
MicroMaster.
accurate. That's still accurate.
I mean, we're only going based on what you've told us on this podcast, of course. So your database of overpaying for Sharkticons.
Yeah.
That is an accurate price. I know it. I've checked my database.
Yes. Sure. The database said it was true. It must be true.
Smith's ripped me off. That's what it is.
I picture Jason's database like, those old supercomputers where it's big tape reels in the background.
Oh, that would be
They're
cool.
all going.
Yeah.
A little video printer thing comes out. Jason rips
and
the paper
like
off.
in war games where he has the modem that you put the actual telephone onto, So it's like, that's exactly what I want. That would be good. Ain't no one going to hack that.
That's true. Not sure
Who would want to? Yes. Exactly.
It's not really usable though, is it?
So I'm checking our database, and Hidden Gems 1 was episode 43 that we did with Maz. We did a second one for episode 51. We did a third one for episode 64. And then we did a fourth one. So this is number 5. But do you know what's quite surprising is that last one that we did, number 4, when you were on, Jason, feels like it was relatively recently, like with the big dragon and everything. But am I wrong? Does it feel like
it does feel recent? Yeah. But what are we talking, like 73?
Well, not quite that far back, but it's 84. Episode 84.
Ooh, wow.
So I mean, that's over 20 episodes ago.
If you make that into a year, it was a good year as well. I like doing that. That's my jam. Yeah.
What happened in 1984? Anything good?
Oh, I don't know. I think I got a new comic that year. It was quite cool. Not much else, nah.
Surprised you could afford it with your mortgage.
Too busy writing his diaries.
Yeah. It's the year he set up his database.
It's true. Founded my first company, all that stuff.
Exactly. Went into business.
So,
so it's been a little minute, actually, since we've done a Hidden Gems. And these are always fun. And the core concept is very simple. Each of us picks 2 toys, Liam, and we talk about them. And they're basically, the idea is that it's not that they're not known to anybody and like no one's ever heard of these toys, but they're toys that maybe don't get talked about all the time. Like they're toys that, yes, people do know, but they're a little bit off the beaten path, right? Like I remember once, I think one of the toys I chose was G1 Slapdash, which is just a toy that doesn't really get a lot of recognition, even though, yes, Stu made a video about it. So it's not that nobody talks about them. It's just that we think they're a little bit cool and fun and a bit different, right? Would you say that's a fair summation?
That's very fair. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the ones that need a bit more limelight more than anything. So.
Exactly.
Funny story about that G1 Slapdash Thew video as well. I bought that off him.
Oh, that particular Slapdash?
That exact one. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The one that I have now is the one in that video, which is really cool. Yeah.
That's cool.
Full circle.
Yeah. Blessed by Thew.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
So, we'll crack on with all of that in just a minute. I mean, it is worth us mentioning before we kick off that we do have a bit of a sponsor for the evening, and that is tfsource.com. And you can check them out for all your Transformers and third-party needs. And, of course, we will be doing a bit of a longer segment on them in the middle of the pod. And we do also have a Patreon. So if you enjoy what you hear tonight, there is plenty more. I mean, aside from the 105 other public episodes that we've also done.
105.
I know, it's insane, isn't it? Yeah. You can then go on and get actually, I don't know if it'll be 100 by the time this episode's out. I haven't checked the dates and I can't be bothered to, but it's either 99 or 100 minisodes that are live on our Patreon by this point. Yeah. We have recorded minisode 100. I just don't know if it will be live by the time this goes out, but give or take, it's out there. And like 65, 70 mini-series as well, so serious amount of content on
and I feel
Patreon.
Every single one of them.
Right.
I feel it. My warm body, tired.
Counting the evenings that we've been sat talking about plastic robots.
Like Yoda slowly fading away.
Exactly. Just like Mark Hamill, just like Luke Skywalker at the end of The Last Jedi, where he just goes to sleep. He's just like, done. Absolutely done.
Going on about Twilight and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot, isn't it? We have talked about a lot of robots, but there's plenty more to go. We're still popping.
At least 6 more in this episode.
Well, exactly.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Just goes to show, though, doesn't it? The amount of content. Because friends who are not Transformers collectors, when I tell them how many episodes that you guys have done and that I've done with you now as well, and they're like, really, is Transformers that big? And I'm like, yeah, actually, we try and do other toy lines, but...
Do you not reply to them to just go, yeah, there's more than meets the eye to it?
There you go. You see, that's why I need you next to me all the time, Liam, so you can just drop things in like that.
And then you wink and go, ha, I'm out of here, fool.
And then, poof, gone. And then just curl up into a ball and I'm a car.
Like Sonic.
Like the movie.
Yeah.
That they made
or the video
game about.
Or the book, or the comic, or the...
did they make a comic as well?
And the cartoon.
I mean, Sonic the comic.
Sonic the comic.
Sonic.
Mr. McFeely shout out there, so...
he does a podcast, doesn't he?
He does. Okay, let's get going. Because we're just returning in circles here.
Okay, sure.
Right,
like
a ring.
Come on.
Anyway,
Who wants to kick us off then?
You.
Me? No, I
go.
never go first. I never go first.
That's why you should go first.
Your time.
Yeah, Liam's the one that goes first.
No.
He's trying to still work out.
Liam's
Me and Jason have voted. We voted. You're in.
Me first. Ooh,
come on.
Okay. Well,
you first in
right.
the gimmies. Go.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I do have two spectacular toys for you tonight, and I challenged myself a little bit because I decided I didn't want to do G1 at all because I just, we talk about G1 enough.
Yeah, like old men.
Yeah, exactly.
Record. Yeah.
So I thought I'd
three of my
mix it up a little
four are not G1 either. So we're on the same page here.
Well, none of mine are G1. So
okay,
so we've all chosen the same ones.
Wait, does that mean you changed? Because you, like your curveball earlier was very much you'd pick two G1 toys when you're.
No, not me. Nope.
I thought you said you'd pick two Micromasters.
Oh, that was a joke because we just done the Micromaster episode, so the whole thing about choosing Micromasters, that would be ridiculous. Even I wouldn't do that. Oh, Furiously changes his
curveball coming.
Curveball, Jace. Yeah, we'll find out in a bit. Yeah, you've got some time. So I thought that I would choose two non-G1 toys, and I've gone a little bit off the beaten path because actually for my first hidden gem, I have gone for Beast Machines, baby.
Ooh,
and it's this very fine lad.
Cheetor.
Draw your attention, of course. There we go.
Nice. Yeah,
it's
cool.
Tankor. Now, for people listening at home, you won't have access to these images, I'm afraid. But for our patrons,
you can't pipe it into your brain like Batman Forever.
Exactly.
Put that little hourglass
we're
on
an
your
audio medium. What can we say? We don't have the ability to show you pictures as well. But for our patrons, just another perk of the old Patreon. They will get access to these pictures. We will post them on our Discord, so they will be able to view them whilst they're listening to the episode. So you can sign up at patreon.com/Triple Takeover. It doesn't cost very much at all, and you can see the pictures that we're talking about. But otherwise, check out TF Wiki or Google Images, I guess. But yes, we are talking about Beast Machines Tankor. And this toy, I think, is really quite something. And I think very underrated by the general Transformers fandom as well. Like people that know it and own it, I think really like it generally, but it's not a toy that people really talk about much. Let's put it that way.
It looks like one of Guy Fieri's shirts.
It does a little bit, doesn't it? Yeah.
Those colours, like there's no actual flames, but the colours all look like it's the flame style deco, isn't it? With the red, the orange, the black. Even the way the orange on the clear plastic sort of like fades into yellow is very flamey.
Yeah, it looks like it's on fire. Even though it's not. It's kind of like cybernetic detailing, if anything. It's kind of like sort of futuristic hazard logos and things like that, if anything. But Jason, do you know this one at all?
I do know this one, but this guy comes in a different colour, does he?
Well, yes, there is a universe redeco, which is
that's what I'm thinking of.
A different colour.
Okay. So I have that one. Yes.
Oh, you have that one?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Comes with a little helicopter.
Do I have that one? Checking the database, team. But yeah, I know of Tankor because of the universe release. Probably. Oh no, I don't have Tankor. I've got Henke Tankor, which is just.
Okay, that's a different. A different thing entirely.
But I never bought it. I remember seeing this in the shops when it was done as a reissue. Reissue? Is it a reissue? I always get this bit wrong, don't I?
Yeah.
But anyway, I am aware of Tankor, and I do love this. Nice chonky boy. Not very tall, is he? Is that right?
So I think you're thinking of the tank drone, which has been re-released, and then there was a Legends version later on as well. There was like a Generations version.
Yeah.
So I think
you're 30 Tankor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Is that the one you're thinking
That's the one I'm thinking of. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, totally.
This is the OG. This is the original Tankor toy from the 90s. And
not blue.
Yeah, exactly. It's not blue. So basically, this toy was released at the time of the show. And of course, it's completely not cartoon accurate, like at all. It looks absolutely nothing like the animation, other than like it's got arms, things like that. Like, and it's
shoulder cannon.
Yeah, but even then, the shoulder cannon is completely different. Like it just looks absolutely nothing like the show at all. I mean, I'll show you a picture of the character from the show.
So different, man. It's so far removed. I've always been I was always really surprised by how different it was, because Beast Machines and Beast Wars were so toy, the models were the same-ish.
They really were.
This is just
so totally.
Fun.
This is totally what I remember. Yeah, this is cool. This is
like that's the show model.
Rhinox there.
Yeah, that's the show model. And then here's your. I'm guessing that this is the one you're talking about, Jason. This is the Thrilling 30.
Yes,
just here.
That's the one.
That's the one you've got. Okay, cool. Yeah. So we're all on the same page now.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. That's cool.
But Liam's right. So basically, the tail end of Beast Wars, especially, I mean, the first season, not so much, but by the time they got to like Transmetals and all of that, it was exceptionally cartoon accurate, Beast Wars. And like, obviously, the animators were working so heavily off the toys. And I think there was kind of a lot of collaboration between Hasbro and Kenner to kind of get the look and everything. And then it was weird because Beast Machines rolled round and just the look completely changed. And this first wave of toys, especially, is just nothing like the show models. Like, literally zero. And so you get the show Tankor, which you can see there, and then you get this toy, which is just, I mean, it's so bizarre because it couldn't be more different if they tried, even though it's sort of like it's almost like the archetype is the same but nothing else.
It's almost like an homage, because there are some of the details are there but they're different. Like his little chest rockets on the blue one, the yellow on this one, but there's a different pattern. And the same with the circles on the opposite side.
Totally.
They're there, but again, it's a very different. It's different detail that's in the same places that looks similar.
Yeah. So I would, if you hadn't explained that there, Sixo, I would have thought this was a custom. Actually, just even looking at the paint, like on his legs, that looks very hand painted in a good way, right? It looks like kind of, it's like
in a good way.
In a good way, not in a janky way.
Done by a Star Wars fan, because I'm thinking
it looks like a TIE fighter.
TIE interceptors on the news there.
They absolutely are, aren't they? Yeah.
I would have never made the connect, except for the head sculpt, actually, that this was the same as the.
So the head sculpt is sort of a little bit there. You said reissue again.
I know, I can't help it,
Oh god,
different toys.
Completely different
toys.
Yes. Entirely.
You say tomato. Designs. Jason says ice
reissue. Orange. Wait, is it the same or different?
God even knows at this point. Honestly, I'm still confused. But yeah, it's just so wild. I think especially because the color scheme is not at all the same. So obviously where this toy is black and red and like a bit of yellow and grey, obviously there's no blue whatsoever, not even a lick of blue on this thing, which is the sort of signature color of the cartoon. It's just so strange.
And even the head sculpt on the toy there, because it's giving me it's got kind of a underwater kind of rebreather kind of vibe.
It looks like he's wearing a bondage mask, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Oh,
it looks like Bane. It looks like Bane from Batman.
It does look like Bane a little bit. Yeah, but like Dark Knight Rises live action Bane, right? Like,
yes, totally.
Very
cool.
Perhaps you're wondering why you would shoot a man if you're throwing him out of a plane.
By crashing this plane. that guy. Yeah.
For you.
Yeah, for you.
It's a lovely figure. There's a lot of detailing going on this guy. What era? What date are we talking? 90s for this?
We are very much talking
98,
90s.
99? 98,
it was, believe it or not, it's 1999. So this was very early Beast Machines product. So like the first wave or whatever.
Pound stretcher era. This is how I remember these, because the pound stretcher that used to be in the old Broadmarsh in town always had these in. And it's when I was at college, so 99. That's how I sort of remember when Beast Machines was on the TV as well on Fox Kids. And I remember seeing this toy and it's great. It's such a cool, interesting look, but again, so far removed from the show. Like nothing here is
incredible. And I think that was a bit of a turn off for a lot of people at the time. I mean, to be honest, me as well. Like, I was dead into Beast Wars at this point. Like, I was totally sold on Beast Wars, and then Beast Machines rolled around, and I actually did quite enjoy the cartoon. And the toys came out, and I don't want to sound like it was such a big deal, but I guess it kind of was, because I think the novelty of seeing designs that were so cartoon accurate in Beast Wars, that really couldn't be understated, and it's hard to put into context now in this world of like Masterpiece and even Studio Series stuff that is like so aping what you see on the screen. At that point, all we'd had prior to this was G1, right? So like nothing, there was zero cartoon accuracy in Transformers. So to then get it in latter day Beast Wars was really quite something. Like, it was very, very exciting. So then to go to this immediately was like, I don't want to say it was a kick in the teeth, but it was definitely a
big about turn.
Massive. Like,
exactly.
Why are we doing that then?
Weird shift.
Do we know the rationale? Was it purely just they had more red plastic left over or something?
I think there was obviously a huge overhaul. I mean, there's lots of stuff out there which we don't have time to get into tonight about Beast Machines development, and the fact that they had numerous consultants coming in, kind of doing designs. Right, they had this thing where they were designing robot modes and vehicle modes like completely separately.
Oh, so disparate,
yeah. Well, just I think they really tried to mix it up in like a big way and do something very different to what they'd done previously.
Right.
So they would get artists and designers to kind of do the robot mode and someone separate to do the vehicle mode, and then go to Takara and be like, how do you put these two together with a transformation really? Kind of thing?
Wow.
And I think just the whole kind of creative process didn't really lend itself to Mainframe working alongside the toy designers in the same way that they had been doing during Beast Wars,
Yeah.
And the result is just so fragmented in this sort of weird way, and it's what you see here. But actually, although the toy is not cartoon accurate, I have to be honest, it's absolutely banging. And had this been what we saw in the cartoon, I would have loved it. But the fact that the toy looks nothing like the cartoon now doesn't bother me one jot. But I was a late comer to this toy. Like, I didn't get it at the time. It was only a relatively recent discovery for me to finally go back and be like, do you know what toy I've never handled? Is Beast Machines Tankor.
Yeah. I would happily buy this because it fits with my kind of... It's got Gundam vibes to it going on. I can see there's some kind of gimmick going on there as well.
Maybe. A few.
Yeah, it looks like those two chainy bits, those gears combined to make some kind of tread-moving action chomper bit. Oh, those little pincers chomper. Is that what they do?
No, not his hands, no, but he's got a few gimmicks going on. I mean, I'll show you the tank mode first of all.
Do it.
Here you go, which is super cool tank mode.
Oh, wow. That is really cool.
For me, actually, the real highlight of this toy is the tank mode because it is so clean.
It reminds me of Dead End from Animated, and it's kind of slight... it removes the gun, obviously, but just the front of the truck part of it as well. Dead End vibes to me. It's very nice.
Dead End?
Yeah, Dead End?
Dead End? Was that the wrong guy?
Maybe.
Should we check my database?
Dead End's a car.
Yeah. Let me just check. Stay with me.
All right.
Stay with me.
We'll bear with.
I'm in lockdown. Yep,
sure.
I'm in lockdown. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Different guy. Completely different guy. That's fine.
It's getting lockdown vibes.
I like how flat this goes, like the front and the sides. It's very flat and toy-like, and I love the fact that there's like a robot helmet on the top.
Oh, yes.
Ginormous.
So there is
so
helmet
cool,
turret face.
It's true.
One thing they absolutely tried to do with Beast Machines, the Veercons, in the vehicle modes, was give them a bit of personality and character, basically, in the vehicle modes. And you can see that here because it's got a face on the tank, which is kind of weird, but I think super cool. Like, it's a little bit, I don't know, Mad Max in a way as well. There's just something so bizarre about it. Like, the only real visual compromise to me is the little feet that you can see just kind of sticking up about halfway through. They don't fold away or anything. His little grey feet. They just
at the very back, is that?
They're kind of in the middle, just either side of where the face is, if you can see, just there. Yeah. And that would be nice if they folded away, but it's not so obvious. It's only once you notice it. But otherwise, it's absolutely great. I mean, the whole thing swivels around, the tank turret, which is really nice. The sort of turret arm thing is easy to position and maneuver. Obviously, it fires a little missile as well, like a little flaming missile thing. And then, as I say, tons of gimmicks. Now, it does have, as you've already identified, Jason, it's got little saw blade things on his arms, which spin. Yeah. So you can see he's got little wheels just there on the sides of his arms.
Yeah.
Those are underneath the tank, obviously in vehicle mode. And then if you kind of open up the front of the tank mode, like this clear plastic bit, then the saw blades spin as you wheel him along, which is quite cool. Or you can spin them, obviously, in robot mode as well. They're just going to spin on his forearms. So that's pretty cool. But the really, really neat gimmick, which is like nothing else that you've ever seen in Transformers, is that he has a moving eye in both modes.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you look at the robot mode face, it's hard to explain, but there's like a little thing just on the back of his head that when you turn it, can you see he's got like a little red bit just behind the Bane mask?
Is it like Action Man? Like Action Man used to have the eagle eyes where you would have the little bit on the back and you would pivot his eyes.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like that, yeah. And it's like in the show, obviously he has that little eye kind of like moving, like like a sort of drone type thing in tank mode, and it does it in the robot mode as well. You can actually manipulate it to kind of move to the left and right, which is really, really cool. But the tank mode has it also. So if you look at the tank mode, you can see he's got a little red dial on top of the sort of tank turret bit. If you twist that, then there's a little moving red eye inside
that's so cool.
Inside the sort of tank visor, if you like. So just super unique.
That's really cool.
Does it light up, the eye?
It doesn't light up, but
that's a shame.
Yeah, I guess it's it's only a kind of basic price point toy. I think it's a deluxe. Probably not in the budget, but it does actually catch the light really nicely if you kind of have it in front of the light. I don't want to say it's light piped or anything like that, but it does catch the light beautifully, such that you kind of get that backlit thing going on, which is cool.
The tank has total sort of Warhammer vibes /
it totally
late
does.
90s, tribal, early 2000s tribal tattoo vibes,
Yeah, it's so true.
He's covered in things. You're like, what are they? Nobody knows. They're just patterns. They're just
I like it though. That's what I was saying earlier. It looks hand painted in a really nice way. I just
just tampos.
It's cool. Is it tampos? Is it even just that faded? Like the fact they've done that clear plastic from that. Is it clear? Yeah, clear plastic up to the kind of dark orange is really nice as well.
Super lovely, isn't it?
It's really cool. Yeah,
it is really cool. I mean, it's very detailed. If you look at all the silver paint on the wheels, around the treads and stuff like this. I mean, I have to be honest. When I got this figure in hand, I was very impressed with the level of budget applied to like paint and things like that, because I do think it is a cut above. I mean, Beast Machines generally was not. How to put it? It was not a toy line where I think you look at every figure and think, wow, this is plentiful in terms of budget. But on some of them, yes, you can really see it. And I think, honestly, the finish is really, really good. I mean, it's a little bit loosey-goosey in the robot mode. Some of the joints and things. It's ball joints. So, over time, they really loosen off quite significantly. I mean, I have to say my copy was new when I got it, but even then, the joints are not rock solid. Let's put it that way. But it's still great fun.
It looks, again, it's like it just looks like a lot of fun. Like very, very late 90s of its time. I think that's what there's a lot of nostalgia vibes for me on this one as well. I could totally understand why people were just like, why would I want this when you've got the cartoon accurate ones and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, they did a little drone. Basically, they produced a little drone that was much smaller than this version, but more cartoon accurate. And a lot of people really liked that. So it was like a little basic class thing. I'll post you a picture of that thing as well. Here you go. And that came out in 2001, so it was like 2 years later. And because a lot of people were really at the time were like
finally caught up.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people were really like not happy that the Tankor toy just wasn't cartoon accurate, because it was like a real fan favorite character as well, like super cool cartoon design. And so they released this. I mean, it took 2 years, but this is really tiny. That's the thing. So
it does look. I'm looking at the gearing there. It looks like
This one always makes me laugh because of the blue on the arms makes it look like he's flashing his coat open.
It does.
It's just like a naked body with his coat wide open.
Want to buy some gears?
Surprise!
Yeah, it's so true. And the funny thing is if you see Tankor in the show, he's like the largest character of all of them. So they finally did this sort of more cartoon accurate one. I mean, here he is in the show compared to the Maximals.
Whoa, look at him.
He's absolutely ginormous, honestly. So, I mean,
the show was great. The show was really, really good for its time. I mean, I remember for years we would talk about it like in the late 90s, early 2000s, and you'd always say like it's the best Transformers cartoon series. It's not my favorite, but the writing was and the story they had going was the best. I agree. But the cartoon itself was
it was a really good show, honestly. Like people hate on it a lot almost by default, and I find you get like a lot of I mean, forgive me for saying, but like almost like some of the younger crowd, it's like they've picked up that idea that it's crap almost by the legend that it's crap. Do you know?
Yeah.
Totally. Seeing it, you know,
it's because it looks weird as well, isn't it?
It does look
looks
weird,
odd, and not great. But it's one of those. I think that's one that will come back around eventually, and people will be like, it'll become like the sort of, I don't know, kind of favorite for a lot of people.
Maybe. I think sometimes people do give it a go, and it's always a pleasure to see because, you know, the reaction to it can be pretty positive as well, which is good. I mean, I think a lot of people, if they divorce it from Beast Wars, they probably like it more because I think as a sequel to Beast Wars, some elements of it are challenging because a lot of the characters go in unexpected directions. And I mean, we should talk about the cartoon more another time, but suffice it to say, it's a tough sell as a sequel in some ways, but I think it's got a lot of merit. But it's just funny that the toy was so small and the character in the show was so big. I mean, even this deluxe effort is not huge by any stretch, but I just think it's one of those where at the time it was hard to appreciate this figure because it didn't really represent what you wanted when you wanted like a cartoon accurate Tankor.
Yeah.
But now...
She and Ironhide all over again, isn't it?
It's exactly that. Yeah, it really is. Now, all of those years later, you're able to kind of divorce it from that need for it to be cartoon accurate. We've had cartoon accurate Tankors, and now you can just sit there and be like, actually, this figure's really cool under its own steam. It doesn't need to be anything more than that. And,
totally.
I just love
of
it.
Its time as well, which I think is, that's cool.
Yeah, definitely.
It's really nice.
Yeah. Yep. There is a repaint as well, which you may be interested to see, which I'll post here for you. As I said, it's a universe version. This was released in 2003, so this would have been under the purview of your man, Brian Parrish. And it's the predictable weird colours.
Yeah, I remember this one. I like this one, the yellow one. I think it's of the two. I think I like this one a little bit more.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
I prefer the other guy, if I'm honest. Yeah? I'm normally a bit partial to orange, but that orange is a bit too brown.
Okay, sure.
It's
brown.
Well, it's pretty orange.
Yeah, but you know, it's got like that
like an orange color,
orangey brown.
Yeah, kind of orange brown, but more orange.
Yeah, you know, we all see colors differently. This is the thing, and I see that slightly more brown. And I went to art school, so I know more about color.
Have you just got the color settings on your monitor wrong?
Oh, yeah, that's what I've done.
I mean,
it's too orangey for crows. That's what it is.
Yeah. It's interesting, yeah. They do describe it as mustard yellow on TF Wiki.
There you go, you see? Mustard yellow. What is that? That's a browny orange.
Well, mustard is kind of like orangey, isn't it? It's like particularly brown. It depends on the mustard.
It does depend. Dijon? Or, you know...
I was thinking English mustard.
Old English,
kind of orange, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
It does say mustard yellow, though.
Yeah. This is me now going for the colour palette from mustard yellow to go and have a look, see where it... Oh, yeah, mustard yellow is very yellow, actually. I'm kind of... see, for me, I'm seeing that more amber, you know. Can we put this out to our patrons, please, that are, you know... anyone that wants to get in on this, come and join the Patreon, right?
Sure, settle the debate. Well, I tell you what, I've actually got this figure on the way, believe it or not.
It's, really? No way.
I finally tracked it down after all these years, this recolor. It's not in hand yet, but as soon as it's in hand, Jason, snap some pictures for you.
Yeah, and then colour pick it and see where it is on the wheel. That's what
I promise I won't colour correct the photos
please
at
don't.
all.
Yeah, please don't. Yeah, it comes back
completely
purple.
Neutral. Yeah, exactly.
It's cool.
We'll take a look. But I'm quite excited to see the repaint just because, again, it's one of those molds that is just super cool. I've really enjoyed it. Can't wait to see a second version, really.
Nice. Yeah, it's cool. Very cool.
Right then, Jason, you.
Oh, me, is it? All right,
yeah,
okay.
Go,
you need more time, are you?
Still deciding over here.
I've talked for far too long about mine, so yeah.
I'll be honest, guys, and I genuinely, this is hands up in the air. I don't know if this is a curveball, but this was me doing a little bit of ongoing research as we were chatting there, just to get a bit more on this figure. Anyway, I'm going to drop in, right? But I did say as a joke earlier on our chat. Micromasters is what I'm going to choose.
Oh God, you've done one.
Yeah. No, I've not. Have I? No, I've not. But kind of.
Have I?
I chose this guy.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. This is Stormcloud.
Excellent choice.
This is Stormcloud, right?
Yeah.
Stormcloud. I just remembered from our episode was an 89 Micromaster.
He was.
Yes.
So I've accidentally, indirectly done a Micromaster. For everyone out there, this is a Universe 2.0 Stormcloud, which is the recolor of Powerglide from the same line as well.
Super cool.
Love this figure.
Amazing mold. Amazing mold. This.
Exactly. It's like, it is one of the best planes that you can get for me as a Transformers toy. It's chonky, really fun. It looks great. It's I was just having a wee look there. The mode that it's based off of an A-10 Warthog military aircraft, and it has that kind of girth about it, that kind of presence about it as well. I love Powerglide, and let's be honest, in my mind, I feel that Stormcloud was kind of passed over.
Best Transformer.
Well, it's because Powerglide is... Yes, exactly. There we go.
The best Transformer.
And he had the little love heart in that version as well. Do you remember when you pulled the panel down? This actually does still have that as well, but they've just painted over it. But the colour scheme of this is what does it. It is absolutely stunning. This black, silver, and then that cockpit there. It's kind of like purpley blue going on.
The cockpit's really nice.
It is, it's beautiful. And look at this side stance of this guy as well. It's a pretty big figure, this, right? Pretty chunky guy.
God, I'd forgotten that so much of the front of the jet hangs off his back.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of kibble.
I'd forgotten. It's been a long time since I had this toy, because I had the Powerglide version.
Yeah, a big part of it goes off, kind of goes straight out his back, and then the entire nose drops down as well.
That's hilarious.
You get away with it, though, because you can put him in some pretty dynamic poses. He's like, because he's super posable as well. But I'm assuming you had the Powerglide version of this, Liam. Yeah?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I had the Universe Powerglide version, because there's another one. There was a red version, which was I think it was a Target exclusive.
Yeah.
One was a Target exclusive, and that was a red one, and it's really nice. Then there's a Takara version, which is also red, and is in an American-style box, but it's a different red deco to the Target version.
That's
I'm just quickly catching up on the old wiki and sort of looking at all of them.
And the Target version is nicer than the Takara one. I think it's Target. I'm sure it's... Or is it Walmart?
Walmart, apparently, yeah.
Walmart, okay. Yeah, Walmart. I knew it was one of the two. Interchangeable American.
Not that we really know, right? Like, these are just names of shops that we've never been to, like Walmart. I mean, where is that, honestly?
Yeah, the Takara one, I'm sure it says USA edition on the box.
Yeah. Oh, really?
But it's a different deco to either of the two that were released in the US. It's something like that, but it's got that universe style box, which is unusual for Takara at that time.
Yeah, because they always had, although even the universe stuff from Takara at that point, because I didn't pick any of that stuff up. I was getting all the Hasbro versions. Did you ever experience this guy? Is exactly the same, just the color scheme obviously is the change. For you, Sixo, have you experienced any of these molds?
No, I have never experienced this toy. It's always been one that I've been curious about. It was it dropped obviously in that sort of 2008 era where I just was not collecting mainline Transformers toys at all. I mean, I was at this point, even Binaltech and stuff, I'd sort of been on the wane with a little bit. So it was really just sort of the occasional masterpiece at this point that I was picking up. What's this, 2 years before I got married, and just, a very different place in my life.
Different times.
Else,
Totally.
Yeah, exactly. So,
because that's why when I was looking at it and I was like, I wasn't entirely sure if people had passed this by. But it was one of those ones that I've never really seen.
It's shelf warmed.
Well, that was it. Exactly. That was it. That's what made me choose it, because, and I don't know if this was the case, but my assumption was that everybody went for Powerglide because he's such a fan favorite.
Yeah.
But oddly, the Powerglide didn't really work for me because this is a big figure, right? And
it's
Powerglide
huge,
was always
a
mini Autobot for me. Yeah. So we're talking like bigger than the kind of deluxe scales that quite a bit bigger than the deluxe scales in that kind of line.
Minibot.
Yeah, of course, Minibot. I always get that wrong. And
like you don't know.
Never purposefully correct. That's what.
But this was in a later wave as well, because there was this and there was the Darkwing repaint or Dreadwing, Darkwing, whichever one it was, of the Silverbolt, which also that sat around for ages and ages and ages until people wanted it.
Yeah,
it was like heavily discounted. These guys were like that, and even the Universe Silverbolt and Powerglide were heavily discounted. I can't remember who there was. I'm sure there was another one of the large shots. Oh, it was the Onslaught, wasn't it? There was the Onslaught. Was the third one of the big Ultra, because this is the Ultra class figures.
It was Ultra, exactly, because that Onslaught figure
that came back as Hardhead later, along with this and the Darkwing, Dreadwing, whichever one it is.
Yeah. So I actually have the Onslaught. I have the Japanese version, the Henkei version, or whichever one it is.
Nice.
So, which is super, super lovely. I really love the deco on that and everything. And that was one that similarly I just heard for years about how great it was. And so when I finally picked it up, I was like, oh, it actually is. It lives up to the hype.
So. These are all like this scale. These figures, they're really chunky. They take up a ton of shelf space. But
they do.
I do have a soft spot for all of those ones when they came out as well. And you're totally right, Liam. I remember, I didn't note it in my database, but I do remember picking this up at shelf warming prices. And it was so much plastic for your money. It was just like, well, this, and but it's the color scheme. And it is so funny that now we've just done that the Micromasters episode. And I hadn't realized until reading about it just here as well that they have done like from the 89 Micromaster Stormcloud, there's like a little, obviously it's yellow on his face and then also on his knees, which is to follow through from the 89 Micromaster as well, which I had no idea about this until last week when I realized that I owned most of Micromasters. And and now I
just a few bases and stations.
Exactly. And even more now since I'm filling in all those blanks. But yeah, so I had no like emotional connect to this. I saw it completely differently to Powerglide actually, because I never picked up that original one as well. Interestingly as well, I don't know if you guys ever noticed this, but whenever we go past Toy Foo's stand, TFNs, I always see the Powerglide,
always
like a dime a dozen, right?
Yeah, always.
Don't see this guy. See this guy. So it's like it was ignored for ages, and everyone that bought it just loves it, and I'm kind of intrigued about that.
It's because it's that late era of the wave, the ones where nobody wanted at the time, and so they disappear out of nowhere after being clearance and nobody buying them, and then they're suddenly the ones that everybody wants years later, and that don't show up as often.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good guess actually, because they're. I think once you've got it in hand, and that's the thing, Sixo, once you've, it is a substantial figure. The transformation is actually a lot of fun as well, and it does, again, it's based on Powerglide, so you can see on that side photo that the wings do something similar to the mini Autobot version as well, where it flips up, but they clip in place. He gets these kind of massive shoulder boobs going on, which are just, they flash as
cool.
well.
Oh, they flash?
Yeah, it's got lights and sounds going on, this guy as well. He's got
alive.
He's got loads. He's got a shooting cannon going on there as well. Tiny hands.
It's the nipple flames that I've always been fond of on this mold.
I mean, why wouldn't you be?
It's such an interesting, unique toy. It's an amazing to transform as well, because it's such a massive plastic and big, huge, just chunky. It's like nothing you get anymore. It's that glossy kind of old plastic that you never see anymore.
Yeah,
really
totally
thick.
Yeah,
I'm loving it.
He's very substantial on his upper body. He's got little kind of slim legs, but he's just a big hulking guy. Kind of in a way, I think it suits a Decepticon better as well in the style of the actual robot and stuff, in the way that he is so hulking.
It's cool though, because I think what was great about this era of toy was that, and again, it was almost like you appreciate this more in retrospect now, in this world of like everything being accurate to something. It was just cool that they were just, ripping up the sort of the design brief, if you like, and just being like, let's just make a toy that just looks ace and is kind of has a thematic similarity, if you like, to the original archetype of the character, but it doesn't have to be one-to-one accurate to anything. It can be a slightly different model of alt mode or whatever, and maybe there's a couple of design cues that sort of riff off what the original looked like, but even then
the
only
arms,
loosely.
They still fold under the wings,
right? Exactly.
Totally. From the jet thrusters, but he had the fire and rocket launches, the sounds, the lights. Man, the mold is fantastic. I remember at the time there were a lot of people going, "He's too big, he doesn't scale." And this was even back then, the oldie times of 2008, 9, 10, that sort of era, and it's and you're just like, it's just a wicked toy, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Who cares, really? Like, but maybe I was probably that kind of guy back then as well. I don't know. I can't say that I wasn't.
But I suppose at that point though, as well, it was kind of working out like what was Transformers and what was the kind of style of it. Where was it going? We were getting all these kind of because MP was around, obviously there was loads of different stuff going on, wasn't there? So you had to you were kind of picking and choosing, and we were all so it was just like kind of rich for choice. And I think that is also why we then started getting shelf warmers, because it started just to even more like repaints or and recolors that we were getting and stuff like that. And I have a lot at this era in my collection of like, I didn't buy the version of the toy that was the kind of intended one. I would buy the other version. Because I just found it just looked more interesting on the shelf, because I've got tons of that color in the Autobot line. Let's get something that was a bit different.
I do know what you mean. I mean, it's like we talked about Unicron, the original Unicron toy, the Armada one, for our recent 100 minisode. Assuming that's gone live. If it hasn't, then big spoiler. That's
coming
that's
soon.
What we're doing. Coming dun, 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 da, 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 da. But so we did talk about that. Whether it's gone live or not, we don't know. Maybe it has or hasn't, and will do soon. But the one thing I said there was that actually I got the Energon Unicron toy back in the day, because the black color for me was just, even though it was the Unicron toy I'd actually always wanted, weirdly, there was an appeal to the black one over the orange just because it was more unusual.
Yeah, totally. I can see that.
I love the box art, man, on Universe 2.0. Like, you can see it here.
Oh, so good.
Marcelo Matea. Like, I still think that's some of the best box art we've had. Like, the character designs on those boxes.
Yeah, it's really brilliant. Good. I love it.
They are just, man, it's just absolutely gorgeous looking. It's just got this really nice vibe to them, and
I also really like the nets for the boxes. So you had this like kind of funky shape going on. It felt very mechanical. So the actual, it was completely unnecessary to have that cutout on the left side of the box. But it looked great, and it was, it was just like you had all these different versions of these as well. I've kept all these boxes,
and it's that time, Jason, as well. So this would have been not long after the first movie. This is what Universe is 2008, so it'd be 2008, 9, 10, that sort of time. So you'd have had the movie one red boxes that were all the funny shapes and stuff as well, weren't they?
That's true. I'd forgotten about angles.
that. They were doing this a lot because, they were just doing lots of very odd shaped packaging.
Yeah, it's great. It's just like there's even like they've made it look mechanical. That kind of like cut out riveted bits at the bottom right. They're really nice. It's great. The entire thing about this toy though is it's one of those ones that I would recommend that you pick up if you have the chance as well. Looks beautiful, great fun, nice little transformation, and a lot of plastic for your money.
Yeah,
absolutely a hidden gem for me.
Solid choice. Yeah, I'm impressed. Okay, one I don't have. Kind of feeling that
maybe
could be in the future though.
Could be a TFN pickup.
I was just thinking that actually. Yeah, could be one to look out for. Don't know. Come on then, soapbox.
Has he decided?
I've been wrestling with it all night, and I just
the trauma is real.
Oh, but hard. It's a hard job. No one knows how hard we work at this. No one gets it.
Well,
they really,
exactly.
They really don't understand the level of effort and just graft.
As we're furiously
unadulterated
looking
graft. Yeah. Just, I don't think there are any harder jobs.
I know. True.
So you guys picked non-G1 stuff, so I feel like I'm going to have one G1 representative. I'll save my other option that I had for this time, for next time. But I'm going to pick something that, if you're American, it's a hidden gem. If you're British...
Everyone had it.
It's one of the best toys ever made.
Oh, right. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay. We'll allow it.
Yes.
Flash.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
So it's Grandmaster Flash and his Furious 5.
Oh, look at him.
So,
what a handsome bot.
This is Turbo Master Flash, which is, I think, one of the best Transformers toys ever made. I think amongst us, we all know how great the Turbo Masters are, and we venerate them and talk about them a lot, but I don't think most people do. Like
the
I imagine
toys.
Americans, I don't think the Americans do because it didn't come out there, did it? It was Canada, wasn't it? I think
it came out in Canada and it came out in Japan. So
Australia as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, but, in Japan it was known as Spin Road, and it was released as part of the 2-pack.
Oh man, there you go. We've already taken away some of my trivia I had.
Oh, sorry. Well, I have the Takara version specifically. I have that. I mean, it's identical, but I have that one.
I almost bought it. It was in that Versus box set.
Yeah, that's super cool.
I can't remember, one of the Jets.
One of the Jets, yeah.
But this toy, like, it is just
so pretty.
Peak Transformers. It's a classic style car again. It transforms. It makes sense, but it's not like anything else at the same time.
Agreed.
And it just looks spectacular from the top to the bottom. The robot mode is incredible. That gorgeous red. And then you've got the pink windows, the light piping on the face, yellow stripes, warning stripes going up the sides. It looks like a vintage Autobot, and the head's got like a real classic Takara slant to it.
It's such a lovely head sculpt.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Do you know one of the things I love most about this figure is the chest sticker, the bonnet sticker. The little crazy eagle.
The little eagle.
It looks like it's hit a window.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's been run over on his bonnet. Yeah. And just sort of stuck there.
Driven into it, yeah.
It's really cute.
I mean this in the best possible way, but the chest sticker does have like serious KO sticker vibes, right? Like
it does, doesn't it?
Like in the best possible way, I mean that, because there are some awesome KO stickers, but it does look like that and kind of has that sticker quality feel to it a bit as well.
It's brilliant.
It sort of looks like it's going from one side to the other, going no, it's like it's seesawing.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a Turbo Master, so it comes with a missile launcher and missiles that attach to the side of the car, which is cool because how often did we have like G1 missiles where you got like 3 on a sprue, but you only needed 1 and the others went in the box?
In the box.
Here they all go on the side, and it just adds something extra to the toy. It's such a great toy. And you guys got me this for my birthday. And
we did.
I was so happy because I had this when I was a kid, and it's one of my favorite toys, but the arm broke in it, so it's long lost. I've just never got around to getting it.
Common break, though, isn't it? It's
Even transforming this one, there was a fear, when the arms tight, I don't know.
But they're screwed, aren't they? Though they're not. They've got little screws rather than pins.
It's clear plastic as well. It's like the whole. Because obviously the sides of the car fold out to kind of make his wings, if you will, like his sort of shoulder pads, massive shoulder pads, and all of that is just painted clear plastic.
Yeah,
but it makes it look beautiful, but it is a very nerve-wracking toy. So I'll be honest, I had in that famous movie box of toys that I got this guy in that box, but this was the thing about this, because it was clear plastic, it was just destroyed. It was so badly scratched. It was.
Yeah, that happens to it.
Yeah, and it's so difficult to find it in such a nice condition that I'd want it in. Because with this, like that image you've taken there, that photo you've taken there, Liam, is absolutely stunning. Thanks. And it really shows this figure off to its best, super. It's like what you want on this kind of vehicle in real life, right? Which is like this performance car, which is like lacquered to the hilt and just looks shiny and perfect, and it's futuristic because of its pink window, completely illegal, not allowed. Brilliant.
And the car mode is spectacular as well because you've got this ginormous engine you can peg onto the back.
It's so good.
It's like a really cool Batmobile.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
It's like if Robin had his own car,
It is like a Robin car, you're right.
Yeah. It's not a Reliant, beautiful. It's a red bird.
Beautiful.
Yeah. True. It's so true.
It's even got a bird on it.
It all syncs up. I think that the Turbo Master gimmick is one that maybe not a lot of people know, like what the deal is, but it's just spring-loaded guns, really, isn't it, with missiles? That's literally it.
Turn into enormous engines for the cars.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're just like proper, like turbine engines, aren't they, off the side of a jumbo jet?
Exactly.
Plonked on.
Yeah, it's a jet engine.
But they just give the car something extra. It's like Sunstreaker having the
boosters,
super tuning stuff. Yeah,
the intake on the roof. It's just adds something extra that makes the car feel futuristic and exciting and stuff. And this is based on a real car. It's a Cizeta Marauder V16T. I looked
what? I'm googling that. Cizeta. I can't even spell Cizeta. Is that an Italian car?
I've never heard of this. Marauder V16.
Oh, okay. I see it actually. Yeah.
Well, if you drop a picture in,
I'll drop a picture. Yeah. Funnily enough, the picture is in the same pose as Liam's picture, so you really get
nice.
side by side.
Oh, that's got a bit of got a bit of Lotus Ferrari vibes.
I was just going to say definite Ferrari inspiration going on there.
But it's got that 80s futuristic look, hasn't it? You know, where it's from the 80s, but it looks futuristic at the same time.
Yeah,
it's cool.
It's absolutely in the vein of like your Countach, Ferrari, all of that kind of stuff. Like it's absolutely in that vein. Super cool.
He just needs the big missile jet turbine on the back, and it's the same. That's it, doesn't it? You know,
storage for missiles on his side.
On it. Yeah, exactly. A few hazard warning signs.
Yeah,
it's like when you look at the front, and it's just like a normal car, you know, of the robot mode, like on his chest. And there's just something so very G1 about it. Whereas, you know, we've been used to sort of futuristic space cars and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, it's just like a very clean, boring looking engine, but in the best way on the front of sort of in his robot mode. That's his chest.
Yeah, totally.
Just a couple of lights and a bumper. That's it.
Yeah, that's all you need. Exactly.
And then you got that head. He's got the purple mohawk, the bright pink mohawk, sorry. And then the Gundam style V-fin.
Yeah, that crest.
That silver face. It's just
so cool.
Stunning toy. And like this portion of G1, the Turbo Masters, they don't get enough love, I don't think. I think they do from us, because we all of the similar age and we all love them. But from the wider Transformers fans, I don't think they really appreciate the Turbo Masters as much as they bloody well should.
I would agree. I'm just looking at his face sculpt again. Have we done an episode or a mini or anything on face sculpts? I feel like we have, or you guys did with Maz.
I think we did do one once. Yeah, we talked about head sculpts and stuff. But I
would like to do a more detailed episode, because
it's a bare face lie.
Just because he's so pretty.
Yeah, it's the light piping. I mean, the face sculpt is amazing, and you're right. It does have a very because obviously in Japan this came out as part of Operation Combination, so it's that similar time, sort of 91, 92, you know, with like a lot of Micromaster 6 combiners and that kind of stuff, and really glorious head sculpts from that era. But the light piping, especially, was just never. I don't think it's ever been done as well. Maybe Car Robots Black Convoy Scourge, you know, that is also really good.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, these Turbo Masters, like Rotostorm as well, peak.
But he's not from far beyond this era, though, is it? That mold.
No, similar. Yeah, similar.
The mold, the G2 mold, yeah. They were in a light piping phase.
They absolutely were. And you can't...
the peak of the powers, man.
You can't get light piping as good as this now, like on so many toys. Like, you know, you when you do get light piping, this just sings. You just glance it near a window or any kind of like low light source, and the eyes just... they just pop. It's incredible.
It's a lost art.
It's that mohawk. That's what it is.
It is the mohawk,
refracting that light in, you know.
Yeah. But the whole head has that kind of like almost like the train bots, you know, the kind of some of the Micromaster as well. Like it looks like a man wearing a helmet sort of thing.
It does.
Like a kind of Centurion style thing.
Yeah. And it's kind of crazy how great the Turbo Masters all are and how much they evoke the early era of Transformers, but still look new. They still look different. But if these had come out in 85 as well, you'd go, yeah, absolutely. They just look like cars that turn to robots. It's kind of, again, it's when they were dialing things back toward a more classic sort of style, but they were still adding little bits of flourish with the rockets and the giant turbo booster engine.
True. I think if this was die-cast and had similar paint and everything to the early, you know, Diaclone hand-me-downs, the difference would not be all that noticeable, really. Like it's a little bit simpler in terms of transformation and things like that, but not much. And the flourishes are all there. Honestly, I think if you gave it like a die-cast bonnet and a few other bits of that kind of style, you know, a bit of chrome, things like this, you would absolutely it would sit very nicely alongside some of those really early Transformers.
I would agree.
Absolutely.
It's beautiful to the point where you've enabled me, and I'm now looking on an auction.
Do it. Honestly, it's one of the best Transformers toys ever made. It just has such a wicked look to it, man. Everything about it is just beautiful, and for me, it's really nostalgic. But it just looks like every time I look at the shelf, that's the toy that catches my eye now. It's
so nice.
Toy. It's like
it just pops. That's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's popping.
Have you got the other three, Liam?
I have Boss. I don't have Hurricane, or I still technically have Scorch at my mum's, and I see it every time I go and visit, and it is not in a healthy state. Let's say that. So I need to go get those guys.
Scorched earth.
Do you know, on a it's not a curveball, I promise, but on a side note, you know our favorite character, not Miriam, what's he called?
Dugatron.
Dreadhead. Shredhead. Sorry, I couldn't remember his name.
Not Miriam.
I know him as Miriam. I mean, but Scorch like Scorch has Shredhead.
The body shape.
The body shape.
Yeah, a little bit.
Totally. Because I remember I was looking the other day and I was like, wait a minute, but it's kind of like just caught it.
Yeah.
But it's funny because again, just this whole line of Transformers completely passed me by when I was younger, and I remember getting some of them and selling them on, not realizing what they were. And I definitely have regrets now looking on auction sites because the thing is about these is, as I said earlier, they are really tricky to find complete.
They're very hard to find now.
And not broken.
Because they're very fragile, man. Like,
totally.
One of the problems the Turbomasters always have is the Turbomaster engines, the guns, the pegs are so thin.
Right.
Like it's a very small peg, isn't it? It's not even 3 millimeters, I don't think.
Well, wasn't it? It was one of our patrons. Is it Sky? I don't know. Who's the purple and green guy? Skyquake? Is that
Stalker.
One? Stalker. Was it Stalker? Anyway, could be. I'm googling it quickly to check.
Sounds like Stalker. Purple and green.
Yeah. Quite right. Well done. I love the fact that's all I gave you, and you got it. Gold star. Well done. Pass your Transformers creds.
Yeah. After 40 or so episodes, Jason,
it's like he's talking about Stalker. Yeah. But one of our patrons just put. It took me a while to work out what had happened, but he just going to put the whip, and then the weapon had just come clean off on the hand of Stalker, and he said that it was actually just like butter, just so fragile.
Yeah.
And I know we've talked about this, but these guys in particular, this line were very, very, very easy to break.
Very fragile. Well, those guns as well on some of those Predator toys are gold, so it's not too surprising.
Right.
So sadly, they're very fragile. But these cars are as well. I mean, getting one for Liam's birthday was a mission. We looked at quite a few. Yeah. And this was, I think, actually the reason that we decided to go on. I hope you don't mind me saying, Liam, the reason, because it was a big group of us that did it, the reason that we decided to go in on this one was because we could not believe that it looked so nice. We were like, there's one that's like complete, not broken. The stickers are not knackered. Like, do you know what I mean? It's a bit of a rarity.
I haven't been able to find one like this. So, I mean, you were there. You saw my face when I opened it.
Oh, it's magical.
I got a shot of it when it was the best photo I've ever taken. You looked so happy. It was lovely.
I can't believe it.
It was so lovely.
It was probably like up there with watching my wife and son open birthday and Christmas presents in terms of like how awesome it was. Do you know what I mean? You're with someone that you just really love, and they just open a present and they just love it, and you're like, yes, it was a really, really lovely moment.
Yeah, it was.
I was so happy. I still can't believe it's there. It's just, God, it's a gorgeous toy. Great toy.
Yeah. Yep. Good choice.
And a great hidden gem.
You enabled me. Oh, look at that. Anyway.
Off to eBay you go.
No, again.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
All right, well, it's that time for the part of the pod where we talk about our sponsor, and that is, as ever, tfsource.com. You can check them out for all your Transformers needs. And tonight we're going to do what we always do, which is have a look at what they've got in stock or available for pre-order right now, and have a little bit of a chat about one item. And I think tonight that is going to be Rescue Bots Heatwave, specifically the Age of the Primes new version, isn't it? What you might call a reissue, Jason, but the rest of us in the real world would
call a new
call
toy.
It a new toy, a new mold. Yeah.
Why is it a reissue?
Design.
Who was it before? Was it Optimus Prime before?
What? Hang on. What? I mean, you've muddied the waters even more.
I know,
here,
I've
man.
got so
What?
confused. Right, oh no, wait, because this guy's been released before. I see what you mean. Yes, so that's why it's a reissue.
No, it's not a reissue.
No,
it's a new toy.
I'm so confused what a reissue is. I'm going to go and do my research after this, everyone. Don't worry.
A reissue is where they re-release the same toy. It's just a re-release of the old toy.
Right. Okay, Optimus
they
Prime
reissue
does that.
it.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know, these words.
The English language.
It's so challenging. That's what
So this guy, we were doing old Heatwave here. He looks great, doesn't he?
He does
really,
look really
nice.
Good.
Yeah.
Looks really cool.
Really does. Really
look
does.
Look at his little hat that he's got going on.
I love his face as well.
Yeah, it is a really cool face sculpt. Yeah.
See his nose. His head always reminds me of Rex 1 from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon.
Oh, yeah.
Like
a
blue robot cop.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think this is super cool. Honestly, I mean, we've talked a bit about rescue bots on this pod before, and there's a lot of love for rescue bots here. I think the cartoon is great. I really love the whole kind of like preschool, targeting that era with Transformers. I think all of that works so well for me. I just think the vibes of it are super nice, and the characters are great. I love that they did original characters, and I think bringing them in for sort of Generations style stuff is clever, actually. Like, there are people that are going to be very into that, and the toys so far have been pretty cool. I have the chase, and it's nice. And
oh, really?
I think, it's really good. It's really good, and this looks fantastic too. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'd be tempted to get this one. 29 steps to transform, kind of cool. But I actually really love that robot mode. I think it's really nice.
Yeah.
This isn't a retool of anything, is it?
It is, yeah. It's a retool.
Bulkhead?
It's the bulkhead, which was turned then into Prime Universe Breakdown, which I have actually. I have the Breakdown, not the bulkhead. Funnily enough.
Oh wait, so from the Prime animated Prime, from that line?
No, so Transformers Prime Breakdown from that show. They redecoed the bulkhead into that guy. And it kind of loses. It's hard to keep track, isn't it? It's like
really
bulkhead.
Yeah,
there's a whole confusing scenario of events here, but
it's very confusing. Surprisingly confusing, actually. Like, it really shouldn't be, but somehow it is.
I like there's a Voyager, and he comes with a lot of pieces, including a little shelving unit over there.
Yeah, it's true, actually. Yeah, a little bit of IKEA going on.
Yeah.
Shelving.
Put a few pot plants on there. That'll be nice.
Stick some books. This is bookshelf.
I mean, to be fair, that's kind of in theme with the sort of general vibe of rescue bots. So why not?
Yeah.
Isn't that just his ladder? That's just his ladder.
Yes,
you're just being silly, aren't you?
That was the joke.
No, that was the joke. Okay, good. Because I'm trying to keep up here, guys. It's hard.
Still stuck on reissue at the moment.
I am very stuck on reissue, exactly.
The only thing about this that is slightly strange, right? And
here we go.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's got to be said. It's got to be said. Now, I'm going to find a picture of the original toy.
Wasn't the original toy like a six changer, if that?
No, the original toy was well. There was quite a few. There was quite a few. There was just going to say it was the one step. Now, my boy actually had the original one step. Here we go, and it's a really cool one step toy. He had it back in the days, in the early days of him being into Transformers. Now, when you look at this, super cool little thing.
Yep.
But what do you notice if I pointed out the hands?
There's no lights are on the hands.
Yes,
right.
Yep.
It's a weird one. So I don't mind it at all. It's not a critique, but it's just interesting how they've translated that. Because, of course, what they've done is that on the original, the hands fold out from the side of the fire truck, and those are his knuckles that you see on the front of the fire truck there. Whereas now they're kind of on his abs, and it gives him this kind of like belly almost, which a few people have mentioned online. But I guess there's just nothing they can really do about that because it's a retool of something else. So it kind of is what it is.
My girlfriend's nephew had this when he was little. He's now like nearly 16, which is terrifying. But that's how long Rescue Bots has been going, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, you think it's a very long time, but he used to have all of these, so it's nice seeing them get new toys and updated into something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is weird. I do wonder if there's former Rescue Bots fans who were little kids when Rescue Bots came out, who are still collecting Transformers and have seen this and have gone, "Oh my god, it's that toy from when I was little," like we did when they started doing classics or masterpiece or reissues.
This must have been like seeing MP1 for the first time.
Yeah, totally.
I hope there are. It'd be really nice if there's.
It would be lovely.
Some kids have evolved in the hobby.
Totally. But yeah, no, I think this guy looks great. I thoroughly intend on picking him up and enjoying him. And I hope they do Blades and Boulder as well, quite frankly, because great characters and they deserve it.
Yeah.
So, but you should absolutely go and check this guy out, and indeed tfsource.com in general for all your Transformers needs. So go and have a look.
We now return to the Transformers.
Okay, well, let's get back at it then for a second round of Hidden Gems. Is it me again first? Is that how it works?
Yes, back in there, Sixo. Go for it.
I'll try not to waffle too much this time.
It's me again.
It's me again. So, right, I'm going to go now to another different era of Transformers. Slightly later than Beast Machines, but not G1.
Our worlds are in danger.
How did you know? How did you know that our worlds would be in danger?
I don't know. You just said different eras. I was just thinking.
Right, okay. And indeed, that's the era that we're going to talk about tonight. Because tonight, Matthew, we're going to talk about this guy.
That was music from Sodna.
There we go.
I was expecting you to lift it up.
Oh, right. No. I can lift it up. I can lift it. I just posted you a picture.
I thought that's when you were looking down. I was like waiting, and then I saw your phone suddenly appear, and Jason's reaction was like, "Oh!" And I was like, "Oh, I'm looking in the wrong bloody place."
Oh, yeah. Well, I can lift it up if you want. There he is.
There it is. Yeah.
There he is.
What a handsome Japanese dragon!
Yeah. So this is for the benefit of everybody listening who may be wondering what Jason is oohing and ahhing at. It's Cybertron Scourge. Better known, actually, because this is technically the Takara version, because I'm a Takara wanker. And technically, this is Galaxy Force Flame Convoy. But typically known as Cybertron Scourge. And I love a dragon. And here he is. Yeah. And he's absolutely wonderful.
Oh, that is one pretty dragon.
Yes. He's horny. Look how many horns he's got.
I know. This is you can tell this is a Takara one. Best love and respect. So there was a Hasbro release, was there?
There was a Hasbro release, which is actually pretty similar. I mean, here's a picture, and you'll see the robot mode.
He was in the show. There's a whole thing in the show where he fights. What's the guy? Leo Breaker, wasn't it?
Yeah. So
for some reason, they turn into arms for each other.
Cyber Key as well. Okay,
there's a Cyber Key. Yeah, there's loads of stuff. I'll walk you through it. Don't worry. We'll get there. But yeah, so you can see the Hasbro version there, which is just like a little bit more yellow to orange, whereas the Takara one is a bit more gold, which I kind of like. I kind of like both of them, actually.
The Takara one, though, it's just that finish, and I kind of predicted this in that finish on the horn on the back, going from that gold,
the gradation,
to the kind of like that kind of overheated. Yeah, just the gradient on that is beautiful.
So it's
nice.
Really nice. It's subtle, but it just really adds something. Whereas I think
someone's airbrushed
the Hasbro one
properly.
Is a little bit more like it's orange and then it's purple, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
I think it's more saturated. It makes it look more plasticky, whereas the finish on the Takara one, the colours and the plastics they've used give it a more metallic sort of finish to it. Almost.
Yeah, I would agree with all of that. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's very handsome in Dragon Mode. I absolutely love the Dragon Mode. It's cool because it's quite nicely articulated as well. I mean, the legs all move. Particularly the back legs, you can see are pretty poseable. The tail's got a couple of points of articulation in there as well. Obviously, it's like it's not a sword, it's like a club weapon thing. So it does come out, but it does have some points of articulation. The head and the neck move quite a bit as well. And actually the head, the mouth, you can open and close. So that's pretty cool. And he does have a bit of a gimmick in this mode, which actually you can see in the little TF Wiki picture just there, but I will post my little picture, which is if you shove a Cyber Planet key up his bottom, then this happens, and 2 extra heads pop out of the sides.
No!
Wait, so if you shove someone up his butt, he goes, whoa! He's so shocked, he gets 2 extra heads.
basically the noise that Jason just made. Yeah.
Oh my god! I was not expecting that.
Their facial expressions look like that. To be fair,
love everything about this toy. This is amazing. This is brilliant.
It's cool, isn't it? Yeah. So it's kind of it's not quite a Cerebus type thing, but it's kind of like it's a 3-headed dragon basically. So not even double dragon, what is it? Triple dragon.
Double dragon.
Triple dragon. Yeah.
Triple Billy and Jimmy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny.
The 2 little baby dragon heads that just pop out. And they do pop out with quite a wonk as well.
Do they backflip out?
Quite a what?
A wonk. A wonk. 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 You know? Ka-wonk.
There's your posh wank.
Yeah.
Didn't want to say.
Yeah.
So yes, thank you, Liam.
Poke this here. Wonk. Yeah.
It's quite a handsome beast.
He's really handsome. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah.
And this is what he transforms into, robot mode wise. And it's super, super fun. Very easy to transform, as you can probably tell. There's a couple of little fun steps to it, though. I mean, some clever stuff. Like if you look at the front of the dragon mode, you can just about see in my first picture that he's got that gold bit on his chest. And actually, that's quite clever because it's got a couple of little panels in it that roll kind of together and then kind of clunk in front of his head. So it's sort of quite interesting because I don't think you had a lot of like panels folding into panels and then collapsing on one another in this era. That seemed really strange to me when I got this toy. I was like, wow, this feels like something that I'd just not seen on a Transformer from that point, if that makes sense. But it's here, and it's the first sort of sign that I can think of Takara trying to like fill in gaps and things like this, whereas previously they might have just left like a little hollow section on the dragon mode or something like that, whereas actually here they've got like a concertina thing to kind of fill it out a little bit, which is cool. But generally it's a very chunky toy and it transforms in basically the way that you can imagine. I mean, the back legs are his legs, the front legs are the arms, and the hands just kind of fold out. So
that robot head is amazing.
Oh, so good.
Fantastic head sculpt, man.
Yeah, I got a close-up for you. There you go.
Oh, look at it. Love that detail.
That's so much detail. I'm also noticing a very subtle, but on what is kind of his haunches, his little tiny Decepticon logos. Nice little detailing, just little decals on there as well.
There are. It's one of those where, like, if you go looking over it, there's some nice touches, definitely. And, like little bits of silver paint, a lot of orange here and there and everything as well. Finish is pretty good.
Yeah, the chest crest of the dragon head, there is so much going on there as well. Again, a lot of these ones tonight have just given me Gundam vibes. This is the type of thing I'd expect to be. Yeah, but I love that about, that it's just like, oh yeah, let's just have this crowned robot with this massive crest and let's put a jewel on the front of it and then another kind of enamel pin here and let's give him a codpiece and let's add, and it looks brilliant. It looks so good. And then the way that they've cut, wow, that looks fantastic. Just posed.
This has proper Japanese demon vibes to it.
It absolutely does. Absolutely does.
That's why he's got the thing in the robot, the thing dangling down from the crotch, like samurai armor.
Samurai,
But then all of the design elements are very much that kind of like a villain from Monkey or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I've got a Mandarin Spawn model, which is actually similar to this as well, and it's like that, Liam, with that kind of style.
Is that not much like a small orange? The Spawn's face drawn on it.
It's actually just a Satsuma.
It's rotten now. It's gone rotten. Accurate to the comic as well as he slowly dissolved.
Spawn. Yeah.
So you're not allowed to call mandarins and satsumas and things oranges in this house. My wife is very particular about it. If you say it's an orange, she'll be like, no, it's a mandarin. Do you know what I mean? Satsuma or and like, oh man, it's funny.
Okay. So for TFN, I'm going to bring around a bag of got some oranges for everybody.
Yeah, honestly, she will call you out on it. It's quite funny. But yeah, it's just such a lovely toy. Honestly, I think the colours work so well. It is pretty poseable as well. I mean, you can see because of the dragon legs being the robot mode legs, there's quite a decent bit of articulation in there. The only thing it's really lacking majorly is an ankle tilt, maybe, but it's from the era of just no ankle tilts, so it is what it is. Yeah. The arms are slightly odd because obviously he's got these sort of massive wings sticking out the side of the robot mode. You can fold those back, actually, which is quite cool. I didn't take a picture of it, but you can fold those all the way back, so actually the wings are sort of behind him, the sort of spiky bits, if you like. And then you can rotate the forearms so that they're facing the front. And actually it works pretty well. So if you wanted to streamline him, just kind of that little bit, you can do that, which I kind of appreciate. The only bit I would say is strange is the hands, which he does that thing of if you want to be able to bend the elbows at all, you can see it in that last picture, the hands are the wrong orientation.
Yeah, totally.
Which is a little bit of a strange choice. I kind of wish they hadn't done that. But
they have elbows, but it's just locked at so you can't rotate his wrists or anything. Yeah.
No, the wrists are non-movable because they fold inside the forearms for transformation. So the fists are locked. If you bend the elbow, then the fists are pointing upwards, like the fingers are pointing upwards, as it were.
So he's got like an angry kind of fist going on. Yeah.
Well, it works if he's not holding his weapon. He's kind of like that. Yeah, as you say, like fists, like that's cool. But as soon as you put the weapon in his hand,
he's not able to hit anyone.
Yeah, exactly. You either have to have the arm so it can't bend at the elbow with the weapon pointing out, or you can do like the TF Wiki picture. They've kind of got it over to the side and like he's holding it in two hands, although he's not. He's not really. They've just
kind of resting it.
Yeah.
The classic.
So, and the weapon is so long that
it looks massive.
It's huge. It's one of those where you're like, how am I going to put this on the shelf? Like
upright behind him.
Yeah. It's just not going to fit. It's going to knock everything else off. And
giant mace.
Club. Particularly if you've got doors on your shelves.
Yeah, totally.
Forget it, basically. But just a very fun toy,
Really cool.
Fantastic. Yeah.
You can pop the little dragon, the two dragon heads out in the robot mode as well. Again,
really?
You see a little inlay picture of the TF Wiki picture there. They kind of come out over his shoulders, which is cool. And the mouths can open.
Surprise!
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah, totally. That's a good weapon, isn't it? Breathe fire on your baddies.
So honestly, I only got this relatively recently. It was just a random pickup. I got it super cheap. And it's one of those funny ones where as soon as I posted pictures of it, people were like, oh man, this toy is so hard to find. And I was like,
oh really?
I got it for virtually nothing. Like honestly, like really cheap.
Classic Sixo flex. That
no
one else can find it. I got it for nothing.
Someone that just arrived. I didn't even need to try.
I turned around and walked into it.
I mean, look, I'm not on the Liam level of being given free toys all the time.
That is peak Liam. That is. Yeah.
Yes, you are. So
not just walking down the centre aisle of TFN and people being like, "Have some toys, Liam.
Take this toy."
Lovely people.
People just throwing free toys at him, but. There are some cool, I'm right. There are some cool repaints of this as well, which are just quickly worth mentioning. I do think the Cybertron version is kind of nice, although I definitely prefer this Takara one, I think. But then there's a 2009 Universe version, which actually is kind of unusual, but I think worth a look. So this is this one.
Oh,
I remember this one.
Yeah. I think this one is more widely known. I think a lot of people remember this one.
Because funny, isn't it? What a paint apps will do.
Yes,
because I don't like that.
No, completely changed.
Looks like a
KO.
Toy.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it? I think a lot of people do know this one though. You might be more into this one, Jason, which is the 2006. It is Cybertron again. It's Cryo Scourge.
Oh, is it going to be chromed?
Here we go.
I'm excited. Oh yeah, I am more into that one.
Yeah, I thought you might be. So it's a Cybertron repaint, but they just did it in blue instead, which I do want.
They both lack the subtlety of the original Deco. It's got like bright colours, but the way the colours mingle and they fade between each other.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Neither of these two have that, and I think it's really stark. Like the blue one is nice.
The blue,
but the colours are very blocked out in specific places. Whereas the other one, man, the Takara one is so much nicer. Is it a different head? It's a different head on the
different heads on each
Cryo one. Isn't
it? It's got a little underbite. Looks like an orc.
Yeah, that's a different.
It's a different head sculpt.
Do you know, I'd never noticed, but he does have a little underbite. I think it's the same head.
Is it? Let's have a look.
I think it's the same head. I think it's the fact that he's
the same head. Yeah.
Oh, they've painted the teeth. Yeah.
Well,
the yellow outline.
It's the yellow outline around the helmet that I think throws you off a little bit. Because
No, you're right. He does. He had close up of your photo. He's got an underbite there. He's got teeth.
He definitely has an underbite. Yeah. I think
cool.
honestly, it's that outline on the helmet. Once you paint it, it completely changes the proportions of the head.
That's quite cool. They've done that. It's amazing.
Yeah, because the head looks fat. The purple one here looks more like sort of like a Galvatron or a Megatron.
It does.
It reminds me a bit of not Darkwing.
Dead End.
Could be Dead End.
Cryotech.
Thunderwing. Reminds me of Thunderwing. That's what it was. In his G1 cartoon.
Does
yeah,
it?
just there's like an image I remember from like the G1 cartoon of Thunderwing. I can't remember who the artist was.
It's not in the G1 cartoon.
He's not in the G1 cartoon.
That's G1 comic, sorry.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So he's got that kind of. He's got that. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It's close, but no cigar, right? I'm gonna go and find it. Exactly like this.
I'm trying to decipher it. What Jason's talking about.
I enjoy how sure you are about these things as well.
Yeah, no,
just like in the G1 cartoon with Thunderwing.
Comic cartoon.
And it's when you call him on it. It's when you call him on it. He's like, yeah, in the G1 cartoon,
yeah. A little bit. A little bit. Come on. I'm going to send this, right? Because I know you will have seen this a million times because you both own it, right?
Is it Jeff Senior? Are you the toy?
I'm actually sending you the toy now, but I would.
I know what the G1 Thunderwing toy looks like.
Yeah. It was it was a specific. I think it was the Jeff Senior one, wasn't it? Here we go. This is good stuff.
Is it the classic one where he's kind of standing there dramatically like?
I think you're probably thinking of the same Jeff Senior artwork that I'm thinking of because there's some really amazing Jeff Senior Thunderwing stuff.
I'm gonna screen grab this right here and see if I can use technology for once. Oh yeah, look at that. Boom. There you go.
I knew it. I knew it was going to be that panel. It's the Where is the Creation Matrix panel.
Yeah.
I would just grab that one. There you go.
That's the one. Yeah. Okay, so I wasn't going crazy.
No, this is one of my favorite panels of any comic ever. I don't know why. Amazing. There's just something about the way Jeff draws this character is just incredible. I really think he had a lot of fun with it, and amazing.
But it was he's got tiny little eerie horny bits. There's a little nod there, right? Let's say there's a little nod.
I mean,
we got there in the end, guys.
Oh, we've not had Jason's nods for a long time.
One of Jason's nods. I mean, it's not a nod in the sense that it's not a direct reference to anything, though.
No, I realised that. It was just my brain connected them.
just your brain deciding these two things are related.
These two things I'm going to make them connect. Exactly. That was brilliant.
But yeah, this was a great choice, Sixo. Honestly,
really good.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
fantastic looking toy. It's so pretty. The colours, the way they just blend together.
Yeah. I love it. Honestly, big recommend from me. The only thing on my copy is that some of the ratchets are kind of worn away a little bit, but still stands absolutely fine. So I absolutely love it.
A beauty. Good choice.
Come on then, J-Swags.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. I need to check who I chose.
I need to move out of the way of this curveball that's about to come and hit me.
No curveballs here. Okay, not G1. Ooh, but
there's a but.
Here we go. And it's this guy.
Hey.
Okay.
Six gun.
Gun.
From specifically from War for Cybertron Siege.
Now, you say it's not G1.
It's G1.
It's a toy.
It's not a vintage toy.
It's not a vintage
G1 toy.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. The kids these days would peg this as G1. I can tell you.
Fair.
We might be like, well, it's not technically G1. They would absolutely paint this.
This isn't a reissue, is it? This is a This is a new mold.
New mold, yeah.
Well, it's not the same toy that was released in 1986.
Same, exactly,
no.
This is an amazing choice. This is one of the most underrated Transformers of the last decade.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I'm so glad you said that, Liam, because I was very like, is this the right choice? And I did a quick Google, and every single result came up that started with people saying, this is such an underrated toy. And I'm just going to drop, these are just images that I took in my Lightbox ages ago, and I had so much fun posing this guy.
That's great.
It really is. It is great fun. Keep in mind, though, that it is a parts former, right? So, so it was the original. There's all the parts. Exactly. Right? So let's not muck around here. That's where it comes from. That's its legacy and everything. We'll come to the alt mode in a sec. But it was the version of Six Shot that I always wanted. It was missing from the Metroplex that we got. We didn't have the companion that I really wanted as well. So when this came out, I think I did go and buy it full price when it came out. It was super affordable. I think it was like 15 quid when it came out. Like an absolute joy. These are the ones that, when you're doing toy photography is just great. I spent ages just mucking around with them, playing with them. But what a lovely little hunking guy, How good is he?
Yeah.
Like? He's just like so nice. Did you pick him up, Liam? Because I would imagine this is the type figure that you would.
Yeah, straight away, man. I've got him down there. I love this toy.
Yeah, good.
It's the combinations you can make from it. I think that are its real strength. But it is just a wicked toy. It looks like the original, but it's posable.
Yeah,
it's a great example of when they decided to update it, because the original is so like stuck in basically one
pretty static.
It's so last 1986.
So 86, isn't it? Exactly. Yeah. But so they went the complete opposite with this guy, and keeping in mind as well that all those parts then become weapons for other things as well, which was the whole fun factor of this War for Cybertron line that was going on at the time.
Well, my biggest memory of this toy, I've never owned this toy, but my biggest memory of it at the time was this image, which is blurry now, but I just found it again. And it was this picture that they used to advertise it of like Ironhide wearing some of the 6-gun parts, as armor. And I just love this image because I always imagine like in that Peter Cullen Ironhide voice, just like, let me go and strap on the gun shoes. What's happening there? It's just so funny.
It's so funny. The whole idea of that, as soon as he fires those gun shoes, it's going to take his foot from under him and he's going to be flat on his face.
Know.
It's just like,
it's an injury waiting to happen, isn't it?
Also, it's the fact that Six Shot's hands are holding the guns that are on Ironhide's shoulders. It's just like, it's brilliantly eccentric and just total play value, right?
So this one of the things we always critique when we talk about the Micromasters is the silly extra gun mode they had, the combining thing.
Yeah.
But this was the idea of Siege, was bits can bolt onto other bits and combine.
Yeah, for sure.
And these weaponizers were just wonderful, wonderful things for this, because then you got the cog from Fort Max, whichever one, the guy who goes with Tripticon, his name is Brunt. It was Brunt, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Centurion drone from that. But this guy, like, they tweak stuff, like they gave him the little sort of jet cockpit bit at the front that gives him a kind of like a hover jet boostery thing, so he can become so many different things for different bots. It's amazing, and it's like legs become guns again, but they're not like the vintage Metroplex guns because they look like them, but obviously Metroplex is ginormous, so they don't fit.
Yeah,
but they can go onto anyone else. They can all bolt onto him, and the way he transforms is unlike anything else because it all plugs together and folds over each other. It's really clever.
It's
really,
super
really,
clever.
Really clever.
Yeah, I think that's what surprised me, because I kind of looked at it, and obviously in the box he's in the robot mode, and I didn't really know about this play pattern until I just picked him up and then brought him home and remember mucking around with it. And I was just kind of pulling it apart and then going, wait a minute, and I went and grabbed another figure and started plugging it together. And that was the great thing about this line. This line deserves its whole other episode, actually, doesn't it, when you think about it?
Yeah, we should.
It was fantastic. And, it's funny, having looked into this a wee bit before we started chatting, the actual alt mode is labelled as a tank mode, but
it's a hover jet thing, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing. It's whatever you want it to be, isn't it? Because this is the whole thing, is it's so imaginative and so creative, and it has a bit of Lego vibes going on to it, and the fact you can plug all this stuff together. And because, like you said, I went off and got the other ones as well, and then you can start mixing them up. and then suddenly you're just creating whatever you want out of it. And there's a big conversation around parts formers and all this kind of stuff. But for me, this is where it works. Like an absolute dream.
Well, that's what makes it work, though. And that's because the original was a parts former as well. So this one being a parts former makes total sense. But the way it does it, it's just really fun to play with. Just all the combinations you can come up with any toy. And it's future-proof because it can go with any new toy, and you've then got extra new things and extra bits and bobs. Brilliant toy.
It's true, actually. I would quite happily grab this now, and then it's something I didn't consider actually until you said that. There, it's a good point, Liam, because all the new figures that we're getting now, and then you could just muck around with this figure,
weaponize them.
Weaponize them.
I mean, I had to say it looks amazing next to Metroplex as well. I mean, say what you will about Metroplex, and all of that, but it really does look good versus the Titan Metroplex. And I've never owned the Metroplex. I had the 4MAX and everything, but
I have the Metroplex.
Yeah, me too.
Stand proudly with him.
But I got him as well for that reason, because I do feel it makes it a better kind of set. It just was a gap otherwise. And you kind of want that like smaller robot next to it to show Metroplex the size that it is.
And the parts to bolt onto Metroplex. Because Metroplex's base mode, the generation basic, is a bit lame.
Yeah,
it's that stupid short ramp. I will never. All these years later, I'm still on that.
Still angry. You never mentioned it, Liam. It's not like we've got a Patreon tier named after that ramp, is it?
That's what we need to do in an episode. Transformers fails, and just pick things where it goes wrong.
So you can talk about that ramp again.
Oh god, that would just be the whole.
That's
episode.
The entire episode.
Yeah, I was going to say. I think we've heard
ramp
that one.
Ranting.
Right.
I'd find that really hard.
I'll have to ramp up the anger for that one. But,
I was going to say, you're going to make J-Swags talk about things that didn't work.
Yeah,
for 2 hours.
I want it to be nice and friendly,
I mean, we did an episode about third-party heaven and hell, and his hell choice was a toy he absolutely loved. I mean, what are you going to do to him?
I know. Oh dear.
But no, seriously, this does look amazing, and I think it's kind of cool actually that these guys got a little bit more identity to them. These drone guys, were they drones or not? I don't know. It doesn't really matter, does it? But these little extra
weaponizers,
the weaponizers, because like the original Metroplex toy, I always thought Six Gun was really, really cool. But you don't really consider it a toy in its own right, do you?
No, it's like some kind of brainless automaton type thing that's just part of. Yeah, it doesn't. It just stands there, doesn't it? And then might lift his arm,
even
and
in the cartoon or anything.
Exactly. There's it doesn't have a character behind it or anything. But this one, you could, you absolutely see it in the comic or whatever. It's
I think it was this guy in the Siege cartoon? I can't even remember actually.
I've never seen that.
Don't make me think about that again, please.
Yeah,
there was guys that looked a bit like this in the cartoon. What? No, it was the other one.
There were lots of cogs. There were cogs.
Cogs. Yeah, Cog was in it. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, Cog was definitely in it.
I can't remember who Sitcom was, but
there was often like a whole background of like 50 cogs.
Cannon fodder.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. But yeah, cool choice.
Right, Liam?
Mine is going to be a curveball. This will be a toy none of you would ever have guessed I would pick. But it's actually quite up Sixo's street.
Is it Beast Machines?
Diaclone.
No. It's not Beast Machines, but it is a beast.
No. Animals.
So I am going to pick Cyberverse Deluxe Cheetor.
Oh, look at that.
There we go.
I did not think you were going to pick a Cyberverse toy, certainly. But that's cool. That's great.
This is a hidden gem, though, because if you've seen the cartoon, Cheetor plays a big part in one of the later series.
He does.
But all the toys they released of him look nothing like his animation model.
Right. Yeah,
until this one. This is the one that does. And it is so much fun to mess with. And that aesthetic from that cartoon is so wonderful.
Yes.
And not many of the toys, I don't think, quite capture it. But this one does. And he's so poseable. So fun to mess with.
I don't think I've ever seen this figure.
Brilliant toy. He's got a little tail belt, everything.
Yeah. He's cute as anything, isn't he? He's absolutely great. Yeah, love it.
It's the first time I've liked a Cheetor toy as well.
Well, there are many great Cheetor toys out there, Liam. I think maybe you've just not found the supreme option for you, you know?
Yeah, we can sort you out at TFN. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
We can sort
I
you
like
out.
the idea of Cheetor. I liked his character in the show, but I was never that struck on the top. I quite like the Transmetal one. That one was quite fun.
Transmetal one is boss, yeah.
But here, I think his design here is just fantastic. Like every part of this. It's a bit like how the animated toys made that jump, you know, from the cartoon, the way the thing looked. This is one of the few Cyberverse toys that I think really nails that. And it just works for this character so much. Just all of his little design elements, like all the spots that go along the arms and the shoulders.
Yeah, it's nice.
It covers everywhere it's meant to cover. Whereas with a lot of toys, it would cover some surfaces and then be forgotten about. But here, it feels like it does it. And he's got his ginormous collar.
Popped collar, yeah.
It's a bit, Doctor Strange. With a big collar going up. Yeah. It's really nice. I assume this is quite, I'm just looking at the ball joints. Quite a wee figure.
It's quite simple. Yeah, it's a deluxe.
Right, yeah. But there's a lot of sculpt going on, like the on his knee pads, and then the fact they've put these little diamond indentations and reliefs and stuff on there. It's like, okay, it's not painted on certain bits, but it's really nice attention to detail. His face sculpt on the robot, that's the most kind of cat, like kind of humanoid, like cat face mix that I've seen. It's really cool.
Really
it is quite cat-like, yeah. There's a little bit of that on the original Beast Wars character. Like if you look at particularly the show design, not the original toy at all, the original Cheetah toy. The original deluxe, but they did give him kind of like little cat-esque features on his robot mode face in the Beast Wars show, and that's absolutely carried through to Cyberverse.
Yeah, it's cool. It's got like little whisker holes. It's nice. It's brilliant. This is really cool little figure. Completely passed me by. So this is like the perfect choice, Liam, actually, because I've never seen this before.
It's really underrated. Like it just seemed to slip by. I don't think it was very widely released because I think it showed up here in game, but then you never really saw people talk about it or anything, despite the fact it's the one that's accurate to the guy from the show.
Yeah. What's the cat mode like then?
So the cat mode is not great.
It's not bad though. Like honestly,
no. I mean, to be fair, it's very much how the Beast Wars cats tend to transform, but here it's a bit simpler, so it doesn't quite like here's bits underneath. But
what? Those hangy down bits.
It does. It kind of looks like boobs.
It does look like boobs. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it does little cat titties, but cat teats.
But in completely the wrong place.
It's just kind of really cool. Funny. Like the robot mode with the collar and the shoulder pauldrons. That the legs. It just kind of looks like he's wearing a big kind of flowing cape kind of thing going on.
It does. It's very.
It does actually.
Yeah, the robot mode is lovely, like really, really good.
It works, doesn't it? Like
really
you can
works.
See it here in terms of scale, how it is a deluxe.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, is it surprisingly big actually? Like
chunky boy. Yeah,
I guess I have to temper my expectations because your picture has him next to like Kingdom Rat Trap, and I don't think you can appreciate how small that toy is until you see it in hand. It's just absolutely
look at
minuscule.
Pterosaur as well. Look at Pterosaurs. Because these green
that's
swords.
really funny.
And they're kind of fun, but they have an extra purpose, and it's here where the beast mode actually becomes quite cool because you can armor it up.
Oh, you put He-Man on it.
I was just going to say,
it's Battle Cat.
That is brilliant. Quite Battle Cat, isn't it?
That's
brilliant.
So he gets these sort of green claws that you can plug on, and his swords turn into like little fins that remind me a lot of the sort of the later era Beast Wars or Beast Machines Cheetor with his weird pointy things off the back. But he gets this kind of gnarly mask as well, and it is very Battle Cat.
Yeah.
And so here I feel like this makes this version of the cat mode is pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Kind of balances out a bit better and hides the cat boobs.
And does he come with a little miniature He-Man that can ride on top of him as well?
Alas, he does not, but he should have.
He should have done.
That's clearly what it's inspired by.
Very clearly.
But it's such a fun toy as well. It's still a toy. It's because all Cyberverse toys are, they're all toys, aren't they? But it doesn't slip into that trap that a lot of Generations toys do of trying to look like something and only managing that, not being so fun for kids. Whereas this is just a really fun kids toy you can transform back and forth really fast. Super posable. My favorite version of the character.
When you put all those parts on him as well, it kind of makes him a bit more like a kitten because he's just suddenly got big feet, and he just looks like the scale changes quite a bit as well. And it kind of makes him quite cutesy as well.
Angry Battle Cat Kitty.
Yeah.
I'm really pleased that you picked the Cyberverse thing as well, because it's not something that we've ever really dedicated any time to talking about on this pod. And I think we should, because it's, I think, a great cartoon, like the
cartoon is fantastic.
Yeah, legitimately great cartoon. And some of the designs.
That's how you do a retelling of, like, if you're going to do a Transformers thing like they always do now, where it's always the G1 style characters and characters from the past. That was how to do it.
Agreed.
Yeah,
completely agreed. It just had its own vibe and its own personality and some really well thought through characters and interactions and dynamics and stuff, and just very fun and colourful, and really, really great show. I do also want to point out that you got me Googling this toy just to kind of see, a few extra pictures of it and stuff, and I've stumbled across and been reminded of this other Cyberverse Cheetor toy.
Is it the one that comes with the boat?
Oh my god, yes.
Armor.
I had forgotten about this. Have you ever seen this, Jason?
No.
Oh man, this is just the funniest thing imaginable. So it's how to describe it? Yeah, it's Cyberverse Cheetor and Sea Fury, this double pack thing, 2-pack, and it's obviously, there's a boat and a cat. And what do you do when you get a boat and a cat together? Of course, when they transform, they get to combine.
Oh, right. Unexpected.
Woohoo! Plot twist.
Wow.
So this Cheetor looks nothing like the Cheetor from the show.
Absolutely nothing.
At all.
Yeah.
It's very different. It's like some kind of mech armor going on, isn't it? But he's still got his arms. It's not really doing a good job of protecting him.
This is from the cartoon as well. But
is it accurate?
I can't remember if Cheetor gets it, but I know Prime and Megatron both developed the ability to combine with like drone things from this same portion of the toy line. But the thing with the Cyberverse toys is it's a shame, because they have a lot of really good toys for little kids, and I don't want to be like that kind of collector guy, but I'm like, there wasn't enough like for me, you know what I mean, like that really nailed the designs, because the Cheetor one does, and I love so many of those designs. It's like, oh, I'd love a really cool toy of that. They're like the perfect evergreen G1 designs, I think.
Yeah. The toy line skews young, doesn't it? It's fair to say, and that's,
which is good. But
it is good, and that is absolutely fine. But it just means that adult collectors may find that they're not as captivated by it. Is the thing,
because they get through some cameos in that show, like almost every character you can think of appears in there at some point. It's like there's scenes with Cup, and I kept looking at it going, I would love a toy of Cup that looks like the Cup from Cyberverse. I think it's the best he's ever looked. It's absolutely perfect.
That would be very cool.
Yeah, great choice though, Liam. Really
amazing.
Fun one.
Yeah,
really good toy.
Well done all round, gents. Look,
look at us.
Curveballs.
6 gems.
Yeah.
No major curveballs. I don't know, Jason. Maybe you had a couple along the way.
I just surprised myself, choosing a Micromaster and not choosing a Micromaster.
Right, having it both ways. Classic Jason.
Exactly. Classic J Swags.
Right, exactly. I always love hidden gems. I think we will continue to do more of these.
It's good
I always
fun.
think it's just, I don't know, it's just fun talking about individual toys and seeing what we come up with. And there's always something fun, isn't there? It's like quite nice to go to like the back of your cabinet when you have them out or whatever, and just kind of find something that you've not thought about in a while and just be like, yeah, that'll do.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
I always enjoy it. But of course, you can get more like this on our Patreon. As we said earlier, we've got, 100 blooming minisodes and over 65, probably nearly 70 or more mini-series now. So it's a lot of additional content. You may think there's a lot of public episodes out there, but you ain't heard nothing yet. There's also a pretty popping Discord. There's loads of perks on there. And another particular perk on our Patreon is that they get to ask a question. Isn't that right, Jason?
This is very true. And we have one of our prevalent patrons, John Pearl, has asked us a question. JP often shares all of Transformers, because I think we found that actually potentially he's the one with all of Transformers.
It's really him that owns all of Transformers, yes.
I think so, yeah. Having some recent drops that came through between him and Bobby Allen, I think. But JP's question for tonight is, If Skybound were to take an approach like they did with G.I. Joe in Energon Universe and dedicate a miniseries to a specific Transformers or group of Transformers while putting them in the mainline comic, what Transformer character or group would you like to see explored? That's quite a big question. If you ask me.
It's meaty. Yeah, wow.
It's meaty, isn't it?
Turbo Masters?
I knew you were going to say that.
It's about every time we have this same sort of question of what characters would you like to see? Turbo Masters.
Yeah.
Every time.
And I was just about to say as well, literally every time we have this question, you're like, Turbo Masters. That's it.
It's the truth. This is a group of characters that have had no characterization literally ever for most of them, other than Thunderclash and Rotorstorm.
It's a good answer.
It's true, actually. It's a good point.
Other than the brief Dreamwave miniseries they did, but even then you didn't get enough time with them to get that. So.
Does it have to be G1?
No, he's not specified. I think we just go, any specific Transformer or a group of Transformers.
But it's Skybound, so chances are, I mean, they've definitely started with G1, haven't they? Let's be fair.
They have, yeah, true. It's a good point though, because we always kind of drop into G1, don't we? As well. Did something spring to mind? Is that what you're thinking?
Well, there's a couple of things like the deluxe Insecticons and stuff like that. Maybe something that in toy wise was pretty cool, but then in fiction was never really explored.
Ooh,
like
the Star Seekers. What about them?
Well, that's a good choice. Yeah,
like
that's
Transformer Pirates. I would like them to do that because that concept has never been done justice in the way I want to see it. I want to see it like remember the film Treasure Planet. I'm like, I want that, but with Transformers. So give me that.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I was gonna throw a curveball in there, but I'm not gonna. I'm going to stay with my theme.
The Autobot aerial bots.
My accidental theme of the night.
Bumblebee.
Micromasters.
Okay. Actually, that's a really nice
Which would
choice.
be kind of fun, right?
Yeah,
that would be good. That would be really good. Yeah.
That would be really good
Because
fun.
you've got this whole group, and I think Skybound could have a load of fun with those,
I actually would love to see that. Yeah, I'd be well into that. Because the original comic did Micromasters. And it was great. They did it really well. And obviously we got like really off the wall stuff like the wrestling issue.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Stuff like that.
It was so random, wasn't it?
Dreamwave gave us the Micromasters series, the very brief Micromasters series that died.
Oh, it did, yes, totally. Again. So that was my last memory of any Micromasters in kind of comics and stuff as well. So I feel like
they appeared in IDW briefly, but they were on Golem Prime.
Oh, okay. Right.
It's one of the things that tied into the Dark Cybertron thing we did. There was a whole sequence where Nightbeat was shot and it was all involved him finding this planet that had new Transformers and they were all the Micromasters.
Yeah, I remember that.
And love.
Yeah, totally. It was a little mini that they did, a little offshoot. Is that right? Or was it part of the...
Was it on Spotlight Nightbeat, maybe?
Yeah, that's what it was.
But it was a part of the storyline, wasn't it?
The wider story.
Creating little...
But yeah, I just feel they deserve their time. Let's put it that way.
So, I'm always up for more Micromasters.
Exactly.
So, yes.
Yeah. And I'm sure JP will like that as well.
Best Transformers.
Because he's got all of them, So
he does, yes. And some you've never heard of before as well.
Well, exactly. Yeah. So thank you very much for the question, Job Parle. Amazing.
Yeah, and again, thank you to all our patrons. And if you've not been on the Patreon before or not signed up yet, and you've been listening to all of our public episodes, what are you waiting for? Because there is a lot more good stuff on there. So do go and check it out at patreon.com/Triple Takeover. And also be sure to stop in and check out our sponsor. That is tfsource.com as well. You can check them out for all your Transformers needs.
And our social medias. Go on there at Triple Takeover everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's it. That's what they are.
All the
the different social channels.
Socials.
Yeah. There are too many to list these days, really, aren't there? They're all
millions of them. They're everywhere. Yeah.
Bloody social media, honestly.
Yeah.
Nightmare.
Just Googled it and they mostly come up.
There's a shock.
Good. Yeah. All right. The internet works.
The internet continues to work, everybody. You'll be glad to know, which is how you can hear this. Right.
There you go. Yeah. I'm not quite convinced the internet does function most days, but it's good to know it is for you.
Yeah. It's very dysfunctional, but yeah. So check us out at Triple Takeover on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, Big Blue Sky, all those places. Jump on our Patreon, come and join the Discord, do all that fun stuff. And guys, Where can they find you?
Well, I'm all over the place, really. Mentally.
I can tell from the way you've turned your head and that tone of voice. I can tell exactly what you're about to do.
No, I'm not about to do anything. I was just going to say you can find me on Instagram, YouTube, all of these things, Yeah, that's where I am.
Okay, that's good.
Anywhere there's a,
there we
go.
Don't be silly. No, it wasn't. I genuinely wasn't going to do it.
Oh, okay. Proud. Growth. Personal growth.
Personal growth.
Jason, where can they find you?
So I was just checking where you can find me. jswags.com is where you can find me tonight.
Did you forget?
No, I was Googling myself.
Googling yourself.
To see what my Google results are like. I need to work more on my Instagram. But yeah, use my website. I'm going to make it into a proper website soon. That's what I'll do. But
You've been saying that for the last 40 episodes.
Oh, I know exactly. It's part of... I've got to have a lull in my own business to make my own website.
And I'm Toybot Soapbox, anywhere there's an at, including toybotsoapbox.com, which I am in the process of fixing and rebuilding. So that should hopefully... Maybe by the time this comes out.
Oh, that's so
cool.
my
old website. I haven't updated it since, I believe, about 2021 or 2022, something like that. It was Siege, but recently I've started tinkering with it again. So
I got so excited that I typed toy soapbox. Completely
find something
wrong.
Completely different.
Yeah, no one's there. In error. Curveball. Yeah.
But yeah, do go and check us out on all these places. And thank you for listening to us rant about our latest round of Hidden Gems. We will be back for more, but otherwise we'll catch you for the next episode.
Our worlds are in danger.
Our worlds are in danger. To save them and the galaxy, we must find the 4 cyber planet keys before the Decepticons can use them for evil. It is our mission. Hotshot, Jetfire, Vector Prime, Landmine, Scattershot, Optimus Prime, Transform and Roll Out!
Transformers, moving leads behind.
Autobots, Decepticons!
Transformers, robots in disguise.
Transformers! The Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.